I'm Jess at Insights by Jess. I dig deep into what makes Etsy stores successful and where they can improve so that you get the full 411 on what's really selling and why. Let's jump in. This video is showcasing a store that is a little bit different because this is a popular store. They have a lot of popular products, but they are not making a lot of income. And that, unfortunately, is because they are making three major mistakes that I happen to see a lot when working with Etsy sellers. A lot of Etsy sellers who struggle to get sales or struggle to get visibility on their listing makes these same three mistakes. So I really wanted to use this store as a good example of what these mistakes are and how they can really help you if you tackle these to boost your bottom line, to boost those profits and get more sales. So why did I choose this store? First of all, let me give you my typical disclaimer here. I am not affiliated with this store. I'm not affiliated with Etsy. I'm totally independent and I do not endorse the store or their products. This is my own solo opinion. That being said, these are very, very popular products, and that's why I'm showcasing this particular store, because they have really nailed their niche. They know what their target market wants, and they've done a great job of providing products that people want to buy. So 20 people have this in their cart, and we can see this message over and over again on all of these listings. They only have 90 listings, which in itself, that is rare in the digital download niche. And we're going to talk more about why they only have 90 listings in a second. But first, I just want to come back to this fact that a lot of people want to buy these products. This is a popular niche. It is so frustrating for me to see that even though a lot of people want this and a lot of people are buying these, they are still struggling to really make a lot of money. So hopefully this video will help. And if you can relate to this and you've kind of been having similar problems, you are really trying to build popular products that lots of people want, but you can't figure out what you are missing, comment below. If you want me to do a review on your store or check out what you've got going on, please drop your links below. I am happy to do videos on request. So before we get too far into what this particular store is doing, let's check out their store stats. They have about 41,500 sales, and that in itself is pretty awesome because this store is only from September of 2020. They are pretty dang new, so that is a lot of sales for a 2-year-old store roughly. So I'm already impressed right off the bat. They are really getting a lot of sales already, but they only have 90 listings. So they're getting a lot of sales on only a few products. And their price for most of these products is $1. They do have $1.50 on this one. And it's obviously not slowing down the demand because over 20 people have this in their cart, and that's going to be important in just a minute. But back to their stats. If we estimate that they're selling their products at $1 and they've had 41,500 sales, they are making approximately $20,000 a year. And that's just dividing equally. That's a really conservative estimate. So probably they're making more than that. But that's a really low number in terms of digital downloads. Most digital downloads that have really put energy and effort into growing their store, and especially popular items like this that lots of people are buying, most of them are making 6 figures or beyond. There's a lot of popular stores in the digital downloads niche that are hitting 6 figures without a problem by the 2-3 year mark. So why isn't this one? Let's take a peek. This is where we get to really dig in and see what these mistakes they're making actually are. So you can see they have really beautiful listings here. And again, these are digital downloads. So these are things that people download and can use on their phone, or they can print them out and use them like that. So we're going to take a peek at this one here. They only have 2 images on this listing, so it's not entirely clear what they're selling. It says vintage rose for Botanique cards 6x4, but it really does sound like a physical product. It sounds like a greeting card. So between these two photos here, it's really, really unclear. If we take a look at their title here, Vintage Rose Postcards Digital Collage, so we can see that it is a digital product. But again, those photos really don't tell me how that works. What does this mean? How does it work? I'm going to copy and paste their title here into my title maker. It's part of my little Etsy Seller Success Workbook. It looks like they are using 133 characters. So they are using almost all of their characters. There's probably room for one more word in there, but they've got a pretty good variety of, let's see, they're using vintage, they're using antique, botanique, roses, so floral. So they've got a good variety in their keywords. But if we come down here to the description, it literally just says set of 4 vintage cards 10 by 15 centimeters, 4 JPEG file, 300 DPI resolution. And then it clarifies that this is a digital download, which is great because it could be confusing. That's important. But they're really missing an opportunity here to capitalize on any of these keywords here in the title, or to have an appeal statement. I'm a really big fan of appeal statements. You want to tell people why to buy from you. Why is your product awesome? Looking at their tags, they have the word vintage a few times, blue roses, which is interesting because I don't really see, there's a blue rose on here, but it's one of most of these. So that seems like an interesting choice for a keyword. French printables, canvas and surfaces. So some pretty cool, like canvas and surfaces, I wouldn't have guessed to use that. So that's a cool choice. French printables, French postcard, vintage is important. They're not using antique in here. There's no antique. Let's scroll down and see if there's more keywords down here. Okay, so rose postcards, floral antique paper. So they do have it once down here. And I'm not sure why Etsy has resorted to separating the tags here. I think it's just these are more common tags, and these might be just the more niche tags that they cannot put a huge like search with its own little icon attached to. Roses collage sheet, botanique paper. So there's definitely a very targeted niche here. There's very specific people who are looking for this. It's likely scrapbookers, and she definitely has identified her target market really, really well. The biggest problem that I can see right off the bat, aside from what I've already mentioned with the lack of photos, is that she's only charging $1 for these, and it's not even on sale. So she's not taking advantage of any sort of discount or sales, what is it? The little thing they put here that says it's on sale. I can't believe I just spaced out what that's called. And it's not adding that pressure of, oh, I should buy this now because the price is going to go up soon. I should get it while I can at only $1. Furthermore, these are really elaborate designs, so she's probably spending quite a lot of time making these designs, and they're absolutely stunning. They are very beautiful. So to be selling these for only $1 is quite surprising. She could easily up her price, even if she only upped it by 30 or 50 cents, so that she made $1 profit per purchase. That would make a really big difference on her bottom line, and that's largely because this is a very niche product, and so her potential pool of buyers is a little bit smaller than somebody that's perhaps selling like a monogram alphabet. So just to kind of show you or showcase how important it is to do a little bit of competitor research when you're building your listings or you're determining like your profitability and the structure of how you want to do things. It is very, very important. I'm a huge, huge advocate for doing competitor research, and that's really a big part of my workbook here. I have a whole competitor research page. I have a whole keyword research page, but you can do these things with a pen and a paper. So I wanted to kind of showcase this similar product. It's by a different seller. And I don't want you to focus on the artwork because obviously the artwork is a little bit different, but I want to focus on the structure of the listing itself. So we can see already that this is a much more established seller. They have over double the amount of sales that Lenart Studio has. Lenart Studio has 41,500. This seller has almost 105,000. So they've definitely gotten more experience at how to sell and what to do and how to really capitalize on these SEO opportunities. The first thing I want to point out that is very different about this listing is that they have a video here, and the video really does a great job of showcasing what you're getting. It's printable, it's great for scrapbooking, it's great for journaling. These are just a few things you can use it for. It's such a simple, basic video. You could make this video in Canva for free and just really do a good job of highlighting your product. And then, of course, there's other videos or other pictures here as well. And then there's informational photos. So they're just kind of highlighting what makes them unique, talking about what you can and can't do with the images, and that it is a digital download. If you are selling digital downloads, this is a picture I always recommend you include on every single listing. You only have to make the photo once. You can make it for free in Canva, include it on everything so that there is no question. Scrolling down and looking at her description here, you can see that she starts out right off the bat with a beautiful statement. This printable floral postcard ephemera was lovingly designed using vintage roses layered on beautifully aged postcards. So it just capitalizes on these emotional words like lovingly, beautifully, vintage roses. She's got her SEO in there. She's saying postcard, she's saying vintage, she's saying floral, roses, etc. But it's got emotion behind it. And then she jumps into what's included, and she has some similar things that you may also like. She's doing a really good job in her tags here of providing some variety. She's got scrapbook in here, digital paper in here, floral postcard, scrapbooking, lots of variety in her tags. She's got that SEO in her description here, right at the top. And she also is capitalizing on this sale feature. So one of the beautiful things about putting your products on sale is not only are you going to get this little sale tag here that encourages that buy to click, but you're really giving the buyer more to look at. They're seeing that, hey, this is on sale, this is a good deal, I'm getting a discount, and this sale in particular ends in 40 hours, so I better buy this now while it is still 40% off. And notice that even at 40% off, it's $1.77. So she's not selling it, or they're not selling it for $1 like Lenart Studio is. But just adding that sale tag is really, really important. It's really crucial, and it can really help drive those sales. Adding a simple video, adding a digital download image, like every image you add to your listing helps. The longer you can keep a buyer looking at your listing, the more attached they're going to get to your product. That attachment will help drive sales, so keep them on your page as long as you can. This is a great example that if Lenart Studio was doing some competitor research, they could say, oh, okay, so maybe I need this kind of photo. Maybe I should try this kind of sale, and really take those tips and take that information and build a wonderful listing and a strong product that can really drive home those sales. There's so much opportunity to get people to look at your listing and pop up higher or more frequently in search results, and she isn't taking full advantage of that opportunity. That brings me back to her home page. So we're going to talk about only having 90 listings here. So she has it pretty well separated here into what she's offering: cards, digital clip art, journal pages, digital paper in various sizes. And that's really awesome. But she is missing a big opportunity for bundles. So for example, this design here and this design here, off the top of my head, just quick glance, they look like they match, they coordinate. She could offer a bundle that includes both of them. In anything that she has really that is similar in design that could be bundled together, that's an opportunity to have more listings. So the more listings you have, the more you're going to appear in search results. And for that matter, as long as she was able to really create more images. So for example, here, she has a lot more images on this listing. This listing is really well put together here. She could use each of these as a main image for another listing so that she can get more eyes on her things. And this one she is selling for $2, which makes sense because it also includes these journal pages and some printable extras that she's got, like a bookmark shaped page. So it does seem to include more things than just these two digital postcard pages. However, there's still a lot of room for growth or for capitalizing on this. She could add a lot more images here and she could show how people are using her product. So for example, she's got product photos that people are putting in her reviews to showcase what they have done with her designs. And it would really be pretty quick and easy to take this photo and add it into the listing as an example of what you can do with these designs. And that's just something that can be done, you know, on a Saturday morning or something. Just take a little bit of time and update these things. But between these three things, the photos, the discounts, and those missed SEO opportunities, she could really have a lot more traffic being driven to her listings and a lot more traffic being driven to her stores. So those are really, really big factors in how much money you're going to make at the end of it all. And honestly, selling these at $1 is not necessarily in itself a bad strategy for a new store, because you do want to sell and you do want to build up your positive reviews. But she is sitting at 41,000 sales, so she doesn't need to sell these so low. She has a lot of people purchasing her products. She can definitely raise the prices of these without losing potential buyers. People who are willing to spend $1 on a design are often willing to also spend $2 on a design. It's still a very low amount of money. And if you want to really check out how to utilize the idea of digital downloads and see how discounts and pricing can make a big difference in your bottom line, you are going to want to check out how this store uses their sales and discounts to get sale after sale after sale. Watch it here.